Hi guys, in this video I am sharing a recipe for an almond flour dough for pizza. I've been working on the consistency of this pizza dough for some time, so if it is you happen to try it and you like it, please leave me a comment in the comment section when you get some time. Alright, so it is 2.5 cups of almond flour, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of, well, I'm using monk fruit, whatever, replacement sugar. If you use one, you can use that there. And 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum, and that's going to allow the almond flour to have a little bit of elasticity to it as opposed to being crumbly. A packet of fast-acting yeast. This is 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 whole eggs. And then 3 tablespoons of lukewarm water. And I'm going to mix it in as, like really take my fingers and, mix in the ingredients. It takes some time. It takes a little bit of time to kind of really get the ingredients mixed in there. It's going to be sticky, but not gooey. And I probably was kneading this for about 4 to 5 minutes to really make sure that all of the ingredients was mixed in properly. And this is what it looks like. So I would have preheated the oven at 475 degrees, and the dough, when I'm finished with it, I'm going to bake it for an initial 9 minutes. So again, as you can see, it's very sticky. So I'm going to be going between using my hands and the rolling pin. I did use just a little sprinkle of almond flour to take away a little bit of the stickiness. And you will notice me pinching off pieces because I'm trying to form, a circle. And I'm trying to get it as flat as possible. So sometimes I will have to use my hands and put pressure, to get any high parts, like to flatten it out. I'm trying to replicate something like a thin crust pizza because, almond flour is very dense, and calorie dense. So I definitely want it as thin as possible. So I'm pressing it down until it's as flat as it can get without having any holes, and then I'm going to take a fork and just poke a few holes in it to allow for a little bit of airflow when it is baking. So again, 475 degrees for 9 minutes for the dough. And look at that. Okay, so now I am going to be using some Rao's pizza sauce, and I'll be using most of it, about 1.5 cups. And I'm going to spread the pizza sauce, all over, off the edges, and that's going to prevent it from burning. Almond flour, I find it kind of burns really easily. So I found that if I spread the pasta sauce, over the edges and, put some cheese and stuff, it keeps it nice and moist without it being dry. All right, so I'll be using a lot of pizza sauce because I'll be spreading it throughout, the different layers. And for cheese, I am using Parmesan, a mixture of Parmesan and mozzarella. The Parmesan is probably about 1/2 cup and 1/3 of a cup of mozzarella. Well, that's how much I use, not about. All right, and for toppings, you use whatever you like. I'm using pepperoni, extra pepperoni. My husband loves pepperoni, so I'm putting as many as possible. And then I'm going to layer it with some more pizza sauce and cheese. And then for the second time, I'm going to put it back in same 475 degrees for an additional 15 minutes. Look at that. And it does taste as good as it looks. All right, okay, so you do want to try and leave it to cool for a little bit, a few minutes, at least until it stops sizzling, because again, it acts differently than regular dough. Tastes just as good though. So these ingredients do tend to want to separate, so that's why you want to leave it to cool for a few minutes before you cut into it. And then you will notice that the only times I cut all the way through was for the cross cuts, to cut it into 4, and then I'll be cutting all the other pieces individually. And again, that's just to prevent the ingredients from from separating from the actual dough. Anyway, I hope you try it, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you in another one. Bye.